Hello everybody, I'm back again. Here to do another collection video. This time it has to do with my Donkey Kong collection. I might not have all the games out that I have, but I'll show you what I do have out. This is going to start off from the NES, and it will end with the Wii U. And I have one NES Donkey Kong game that I have, and that is Donkey Kong Classics, which has Donkey Kong and Donkey Kong Jr. The games Donkey Kong and Donkey Kong Jr. Now let's go over to the obvious Super Nintendos, and you probably might know which ones I have for those. I've got 3 of them, and the first one is the obvious Donkey Kong Country. Just has a messed up label, but oh wait, yeah, I did forget one. Hang on. I forgot my Super Famicom one that I have, and that is, I keep forgetting these sometimes, but this is Super Donkey Kong right here. I can't believe I forgot that. But anyway, this is Donkey Kong Country, and Super Donkey Kong right here. It's the same game, so just with different with a few changes and stuff. And the next one up is Donkey Kong Country 2, which, excuse me, which I played just recently, and I had some weird glitch at the K-Rool fight, which was at for the main world of the K-Rool fight there. And it caused me to have to turn the system off. So I decided not to play it again that day. But the last one for the Super Nintendo is Donkey Kong Country 3, Dixie Kong's Double Trouble, which might be the least popular, but it still is good, I guess. Okay, now it's time for the Game Boys. For the regular Game Boy. And to start off, I have Donkey Kong Land for that, which I can always do on YouTube as on the Super Game Boy. And then I have Donkey Kong Land 2, which I do have a review for this up on YouTube. So I have a gameplay video of this up, I mean. And last one up is Donkey Kong Land 3, which I do still have the box, which I forgot to get, but I'll just leave it there. But I do have the box for it. Now let's go over to the Nintendo 64. And the one game I have for the N64 for Donkey Kong is Donkey Kong 64. Which is probably the only Donkey Kong game that was ever made for the N64. Well, actually take that back. I forgot another one too here, which is Diddy Kong Racing, which I'll get that out right now. That's not really Donkey Kong, but I figure I guess I'll show it to you anyway, and here it is. Since Diddy Kong is Donkey Kong's partner. But even though this really isn't much of a Donkey Kong game, I'll just show it anyway. But here's the 64 game, the one that actually is Donkey Kong. Sometimes I forget some of these. Now let's go over to the Game Boy Advance, which I have 4 titles for that. Starting off with Donkey Kong Country, the remake of the Super Nintendo version. And then the remake of Donkey Kong Country 2. And the remake of Donkey Kong Country 3, which has a entirely different soundtrack. And some new levels, too. And the other one is DK King of Swing, which I've never beaten. I don't think, anyway. Anyway, that's it for the Game Boy Advances. Now let's go over to the DS, which I do not have the case for this next one. And that is DK Jungle Climber. Which is the sequel to King of Swing. And I think I also, for the record, have Diddy Kong Racing DS somewhere, but I'm just not going to show you that. I forgot about that one too, but then again, it's not really Donkey Kong wise. It's got other characters too, besides just Diddy Kong, so I guess that'll be alright. But anyway, now comes the GameCube, in which this time I've got Jungle Beat for the GameCube, which requires the bongo drums. And now onto the Nintendo Wii, which I have Donkey Kong Country Returns, which is probably the hardest Donkey Kong Country game of the Country series, at least. Made by Retro Studios and Nintendo, I think. And now for the 3DS, I have the 3DS remake of Donkey Kong Country Returns, aka Donkey Kong Country Returns 3D, which is basically the same thing as the Wii version. And the final game I have, and this is on the Wii U, is Tropical Freeze, which I was so angry which I was so mad at and upset at Nintendo for delaying this, because I was wanting to get this as a Christmas gift, but I didn't because they delayed it until February of this year. But they may have had good reason for it. I was just upset over that. Well, but that does it for my Donkey Kong collection. If there's any other games I missed, I will apologize for that. But that'll do it for this video. I'll see y'all for the next one.